At the Dreamforce conference, Salesforce introduced Agentforce, a suite of AI-powered agents designed to streamline application development and improve customer experience across industries. The platform's low-code AI tools, new partnerships, and enhanced AI models aim to drive adoption of these autonomous agents, helping businesses automate the tasks and unlock the full potential of their data. By integrating AI more deeply across its ecosystem, Salesforce seeks to differentiate its offering and support customers in modernizing applications and operations, and of course, achieving that always familiar target of a higher ROI. Now, our good friend Keith Kirkpatrick from the Futurum Group was at Dreamforce and has some thoughts on this. Keith, what do you think of all the announcements?
Thanks, guys. So yeah, I was over at the Salesforce Dreamforce conference, which took place in San Francisco, and there's really a lot of news coming out of that event. One of the big stories, of course, is Salesforce's launch of its new Agentforce suite. Now, Agentforce is this collection of autonomous AI-powered agents. This is really sort of an extension or an expansion of the capabilities of its Einstein Copilot functionality that it had rolled out last year. Really, what we're talking about here are intelligent agents that are powered by AI that are really designed to accomplish specific tasks. So when we talk about specific tasks, we're talking about instead of just say using a copilot to say help you draft an email or create a marketing letter, what they're really talking about is deploying generative AI to do specific things that need to be done, whether it's within the context of the Commerce Cloud or Marketing Cloud or Sales Cloud. Basically, all of the little tasks that are involved in a process, such as reaching out to a lead or changing pricing on an e-commerce website. All the things that take a lot of time for humans to do, but really are able to be done by AI. Why? Because there is usually some sort of a framework built in, and there's also data that the organization holds within its own ERP, which in this instance would be Data Cloud. And basically what the deal is you've got these AI agents that are able to go out, get the relevant data, and then complete a specific task without human intervention. Now, at this point, the way Salesforce is positioning these is that they are autonomous, AI powered, but there's still a human in the loop or available in the loop to make sure that they're doing what they're doing, and also to really kind of, help customers gain more confidence that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think that the most interesting thing about this, of course, is that there's just the pace of innovation. If you think back to a year and a half ago, we weren't even talking about generative AI, and here we are kind of in the second wave of generative AI, moving from copilots, which were these assistants, to now Agentforce. Now, I find it very interesting that if we think about Agentforce, that's obviously Salesforce's branding around agents, but of course a lot of the other large SaaS players as well are rolling these out. HubSpot is doing it. Oracle is doing it. So really there are a bunch of companies out there that are kind of jumping on this trend of deploying generative AI agents that are again, focused on very, very specific tasks and using AI to do that autonomously with the goal of ultimately trying to reduce friction, improve efficiency, improve productivity, and really improve the consistency of experience for both their in-person workforce as well as for their end customers. Now, the other thing that was really interesting about this whole conference is that Salesforce really has been kind of leaning into this idea of making their entire platform very easy to use wherever the particular user is most comfortable in interacting with the application. So while a lot of their customers are going to simply use Salesforce, the actual Salesforce CRM application, others may want to interact with that data within different applications. So for example, Slack, that's their collaboration platform where people can come together to basically use as a project management system and really collaborate on different projects and so forth. Well, what they're trying to do is integrate not only data from these other applications like Salesforce or like a partner application like Workday, but also allow agents to go out, find relevant data and pull that back in through, let's say, Slack. So essentially, it's allowing users to interact with and engage with data where they feel most comfortable and where it makes the most sense for them. So I think that's pretty interesting, because if you look at the complexity of today's tech stack, where I think there's an average of something like 13, the average organization has something like 13 user-facing applications. Nobody wants to have to kind of alt-tab their way through different applications to get their work done. They want to be able to interact with information wherever they might happen to be working at that particular moment. And this AI integration from Salesforce is helping folks do that in a very sort of elegant way. Now, of course, one thing I also just alluded to there that was pretty interesting is that Salesforce has also announced a number of additional external partners that are designed to really help drive the adoption of Agentforce and AI agents outside of their little Salesforce ecosystem or Salesforce platform. So right now, I believe at launch, they announced several extension partners, Amazon Web Services, Box, Google Cloud, IBM, Workday, and Zoom, I believe, are the initial companies through which they have established partnerships allowing AI agents to essentially go out, access data held in those particular applications, and then act upon it within Salesforce. That's really important, given the fact that even though a lot of these vendors would love it if enterprises would standardize on their platform and their platform alone, that is just not the way work is done in today's modern enterprise. There's almost always several different applications in use at any one time, as well as various data lakes and lake houses that are used to house data from different parts of the organization. So it's important for these agents to be able to access all of that to get the most value. And then, of course, the other kind of announcement that seemed to me to slip under the radar a little bit here is Salesforce announced something called Salesforce Foundations. What that is I think Mark Benioff basically said it's a freemium model that they're moving to. So essentially, if you're a customer at the enterprise level or above, you can actually get all of the entire Salesforce platform available to you essentially on a freemium basis, where you can have access to I believe it's a limited number of Salesforce Agentforce credits to let you, as that user, access AI agents across the entire platform. So no matter what application you're using, you're able to weave those agents in and out. And the idea is that in order to take advantage or to get the most benefit of these AI agents, you have to let them interact with and see all of the data held within your organization through all of the different various functional areas, from sales to marketing to commerce, what have you. Now, the goal here, obviously, from Salesforce's perspective, is to get folks hooked on that Salesforce platform as well as on agents themselves. Now, in terms of pricing, they have said that these agents are going to be priced on a consumption basis, meaning almost on a per interaction model. Now, an interaction does not mean like a one-way or even a two-way conversation, like I, as a customer, interact with an agent when I'm trying to return an item. No, that's not how they're looking at it. They're looking at it as an interaction, as a complete workflow, essentially ensuring that if I were to, let's say, want to return an item of clothing to a retailer and I have to go back and forth several times, that would be a single interaction. They're not trying to nickel and dime folks or their customers when it comes to these agents, because they want them to see value here. And I think the pricing initially was set up as it's going to average about $2 per interaction and downward, meaning that as the volume increases, the actual per interaction price will decrease. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And of course, most importantly, it'll be very interesting to see how well these agents perform in the real world outside of demo land, which is what we saw a lot of at the event. So again, really looking forward to seeing how this whole Agentforce plays out over the next several months. Thanks, and back to you guys.